Hello, welcome to another Vintage Cube Draft. Finally home. So, uploading schedule should be more regular. I'm going to go back to uploading all the videos at once. And I plan on playing this a lot because it's my favorite format, so you should see plenty of videos coming forward. So here we have not that interesting of decision. I mean, channel's so broken. 2 mana, pay life to get mana. So powerful. Good with Ulamog, for example, or just any colorless cards, and even not with colorless cards, if you have some extra colored mana laying around, it just boosts you up so much in mana. Pretty funny in Storm. I don't know if it's necessarily good because double green's a bit difficult to hit in a Storm deck, but I'm not opposed to that. Other considerations, there's Ulamog. Freylease is surprisingly good in this format because there's a lot of artifacts and enchantments floating around to kill, but she does cost 5. Treasure Cruise, Catacombs, Terastodon, but we're taking Channel, let's be real. And following it up with Wyrm Power Stone, I think we're doing it. Yeah, just one of the best 3-drops, 3 mana, and then next turn you get 2 extra mana. So if you play this on turn 3, you untap and you have 6 mana, which is not too shabby. Other considerations, there's a Signet. I love Nicol Bolas, not so good in Vintage Cube. High Tide is kind of fun, although kind of a non-bow with Channel. I mean, if you can get Channel off, like if you get Black Lotus and you can Black Lotus out of Channel, then by all means play High Tide. We're gonna take the Power Stone though. So I'm gonna try. Someone said no. I don't know how to zoom in on cards. I'll figure it out later. But that's Garrett Primal Hunter, the one who makes beasts. So let's see. There's a Tendrils, but I'm not taking that this early. There's a Gitaxian Probe. Bird's gonna go with Channel if I want to just have a ton of mana ramp. Which I think might be the case. Maybe we can wheel Garrick, because triple green's pretty prohibitive, so, if we decide we want to splash green and have another color, this guy's harder to cast. Wheel out of this pack, honestly, probably just Tendrils and Probe will be the only ones I would play, but it's a pretty decent start so far. Ooh, Natural Order Deranged Hermit. It's also a Wheel of Fortune and a Shelldock Isle, which is extremely powerful in this format. It's really easy to turn on in Vintage Cube, and then it's just a free card, which the cards themselves are also more powerful, so it just gets way better. But yeah, for us, I think it's between Natural Order and Deranged Hermit. I love both of them. I think Natural Order is more powerful, especially if we're going for big mana. We're gonna have a lot of huge green creatures, so this is one more way just to cheat on mana. I doubt we'll be wheeling this Deranged Hermit, and that's good with opposition, but in a big mana deck, we're less likely to want opposition. We're more likely to want ways to cheat out big fatties. Wow. Well, if we wanted an Emrakul target, we found one. Or a channel target, we found one. Emrakul the Promised End. Although, honestly, casting this on turn 2, not the most exciting play. Because there are a lot of sorcery speed ways to deal with this. And your opponent won't have much to do on their turn. See, it's not like you can mess with him that much. Alternatively, we can just take Avacyn's Pilgrim and hope to find one of the bigger Eldrazi's to channel out. This makes our Natural Order plan more reliable, gives us some fixing to play, an alternative color, maybe Swords of Plowshares. This Emrakul does tend to come around. I'm going to take the Pilgrim. Especially early. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, especially early, it's important for me to be signaling that I'm taking green. Because anyone can play that Emrakul, especially in like a grindy black-blue, some type of nonsense deck. But not that many people can fight over the 1-drop mana dorks, which are the most important, I think, component of the green deck. Because if you can play one on turn 1, you're so much more likely to win than if you're, waiting until turn 3 to play an Accelerant. But here we're going to take Tooth and Nail, one of the strongest cards. It almost just says 9 mana win the game. Almost. If you have the right creatures, it can. Ooh, Sword of Body and Mind. Honestly, one of the better swords. Especially if you have a lot of mana dorks. You can play this on turn 3. You can kill them in like 2 hits. There's also Leovold, he's kind of hard to cast. Not too excited about Mana Gorger Hydra. Zealous Conscripts is actually pretty good with Tooth and Nail. I've done Tooth and Nail Kiki Jiki Zealous Conscripts before, and that's pretty funny. But I think here I'm just going to take Sword of Body and Mind. Especially if I get a lot more mana dorks. Just playing this on turn 3 is so strong. Wow, Pester might too. So Thragtusk is okay. He's really kind of mid-rangey. This deck wants mostly just 1-drops and then like 6-drops. Ramping out an early Thragtusk like is kind of annoying, but your opponent can kind of just go over top with like a Frost Titan or something. Here I'm between Volcanic Island and Ancient Grudge, both very powerful pickups. Grudge, if you can cast it, is just so strong, but I think I'm going to take Volcanic so that in the future I can maybe play Grudge, and if I have any splash colors, then they're easier to cast. Here we're definitely just going to take Terastodon. Good with Tooth and Nail, good with Natural Order. Song of the Dryads is okay removal if we're just mono green. I don't want, I'm not going to be playing Baneslayer Angel. So Mutavolt's good if we get Primeval Titan. That's about it. I think I'm gonna take Gitaxian Probe. Just information on what your opponent's. Wow, what? Okay. Never mind. We're mono green. Sure. Actually, I kind of want someone to be in those colors. I'll take Timely. It's possible we end up playing Raging Ravine. Unlikely we're playing Volcanic, but Deranged Hermit Wheeling's a really nice sign. We might be the only player in green. Leovold Wield? I guess he is hard to cast. But wow. Got Terastodon, Tooth and Nail, Deranged Hermit, Natural Order, Channel. We just need to pick up some fatties and some more 1-drops. Guy's Cradle would be awesome. Emrakul, the reason to play Channel. Hopefully we can wheel Arbor Elf. I probably would take Through the Breach, honestly. Now that we have Emrakul. Pentent Prism maybe gets in there. But I mean, this is kind of the dream right here. Tooth and Nail, Emrakul. Yeah, Guy's Cradle is like top priority. What else do we want? More mana dorks. Raphaelos would be awesome. Guy's Cradle. Skull Clamp 2? Oh, okay. Now we have to think about how greedy we want to get. How greedy do we? Because more people are going to want Skull Clamp. But it's insane with like our mana dorks, Deranged Hermit, and such. But Guy's Cradle is also really good, but less people are going to want it. Especially seeing that Deranged Hermit wheeled. I don't know what to take, honestly. Like this. Oh. I don't know. They're both extremely powerful mana dorks. I'm gonna take Guy's Cradle. And the reason being, it's very... What? What is happening? Sure. Mox Ruby, get in my deck. Wow, this is a weird draft. Elves of Deep Shadow I think would be the next pick. Maybe Bloodbraid, but I mean Mox Ruby. Oath of Druids is not really for us. I love this card and I love playing it in decks, but today's not that day. I'm just gonna grab Copperland Gorge. We're kind of setting up to maybe have the possibility of a red splash with Raging Ravine, Mox Ruby, Birds. So if we get like Sneak Attack, Through the Breach or something, I'll play that. These packs have been very bizarre. I think I'm just going to take a Windswept Heath. Kind of mulligan this pack. Balance is great, but this is kind of the deck that you play Balance against. And I'm not splashing a card that's just good against my deck. Mirari's Wake is actually an interesting consideration. I think this card gets undervalued in this format, but it makes Emrakul very castable. It's a good reason to pick up Windswept Heath as well. It's a non-bow with Skull Clamp, that's for sure. So is it double the mana or just add one more? Add one, okay. So it's not super great with Gaia's Cradle. I wonder what happens if you have Gaia's Cradle with 0 creatures and Mirari's Wake is out, because it doesn't actually produce any mana, but you can tap it for mana. So I don't know. That'd be kind of like, if anyone's found that out, let me know what happens. Yeah, I'm gonna need quite a few more mana dorks before I just put Sword in here. There's a Nykthos. Nykthos could be good. Breeds Cabal minion. You'll be in my deck one day. So Mystical Tutor can grab Tooth and Nail, Natural Order, and Channel. Yeah, Mystical Tutor for Channel is pretty sweet. Just trying to see, I think the mana will just be too bad. Green Sun Zenith, sure. It's an extra mana dork. Lion's Eye Diamond is cool, but not for this deck. Not sure if we're playing Nykthos. Right now our devotion doesn't get very high. The only way to get our devotion up is like play Terracodon, but at that point we're winning anyway, so not too worried about that. Someone took our Arbor Elf. That's not super exciting. So we can grab Duplicate through the Breach or just a Pentad Prism. So right now Through the Breach is only good with Emrakul. I think I'm just going to grab Pentad Prism, to be honest. Not super excited about Garrick. This deck just wants a ton of mana. Chrome Box could be good. Not sure if I'm going to cast it or not, but just more mana. Or not sure if I'm going to put in the deck, because it is card disadvantage. I'll take an Elves of Deep Shadow, though. More mana dorks. I'd like to splash Mirari's Wake if I can. The cost of playing basic planes in the deck is pretty large when you have Channel, because, you know, if you go Forest Plains, then you miss channeling. It's a whole turn behind casting Emrakul. Stirring Wildwood helps the splash as well. We're definitely not going to be Oath of Druidsing with all these 1-drops. Not going to be Pulsing and not going to be Sweltering Sunsing, but I really doubt I'm going to be Desperate Ritualing. I'd like to hit at least one more solid Natural Order target. Sylvan, oh wow. So now we have a choice. Sylvan Library is really good card draw. Threatened Dynamo just gives us tons of mana. GTA is also a consideration, but we already have Sword of Body and Mind that kind of fills that need. I think I'm just going to take Dynamo. We have a lot of big plays. Harmonize is starting to become a real priority for this deck. Kind of wishing I had a Skull Clamp too. Okay, so Growing Rites of Itlamok. Look at the top 4, get a creature and put it into your hand. There's a Regrowth. There's also Razor Verge Thicket. Sword of Fire and Ice is also pretty interesting. How good is this? It just becomes a Gaia's Cradle. That's really good with Deranged Hermit, maybe Terastodon. And that's about it. Whereas I can take Sword of Fire and Ice. I just have 3 elves, really. Razorvert's so likely to come around. Yeah, it's between Sword and Growing Rites. 3 mana to get a creature from the top 4. I only have 6 creatures. That seems too low. I'm just going to take the land. Sundering Titan is a great thing to ramp into. We have a lot of colorless mana. It's good with Channel. Yeah, I'm not opposed to that. We can even play him on like turn 3. Well, turn 2 off Channel. Is there anything better? Kitchen Finks, Rishkar, I'm not super excited about. Bribery is a good card against us, but we're just playing big stuff here. Opposition, whoa. Hold up. Hold up. No, I don't think our deck can support the blue mana. Because we want to be channeling on turn. God, that's really brutal. That card's so good. There's also a Mind Twist, which would be insane in the deck. But I think I might just take the Azorius Signet, to be honest. We could also set up for a Tinker, but we only have Sundering Titan as the target right now. Yeah, I did it. Wow, Coalition Relic gives us a ton of mana. Yawgmoth's Bargain is a sweet card. Is it Signet's one of the best Signets? But, I mean, this is so much mana as well. Craterhoof Behemoth. Upheaval. Okay, hang on. What is going on here? Walking Ballista is good with all this mana. Upheaval is like an alternate win con, but Craterhoof has got to be it, right? We have Natural Order? Yeah, it's Craterhoof. Llanowar Elves. Is that better than Den Protector? What can even go into our graveyard that we need to get back with Den Protector? Not very much. I think I'm just going to stick to the 1-drop elf. I'm kind of curious who took the Arbor Elf, because they don't seem to be taking green anymore. Maybe not playing this Gitaxian Probe. Wow, Time Spiral would be good. Mer Battlesphere. I think I might just play. Really good with Craterhoof. If we can like Tooth and Nail for Craterhoof, Mer Battlesphere, I think that's probably just lethal. Good with Channel. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. Tolarian Academy Mer Battlesphere is a pretty cool combo. I'm just gonna grab Mind's Desire. Then Regrowth. Maybe there's a world I want that. Rishkar. Problem is all my creatures tap for mana. I'm not super excited about that one. Come on, guys. Have you read Opposition? Well, in a matchup where I really need it, I can side it in. It's insane. One second. There's a weird sound coming. It's like sounds like a bird is in the house. There definitely is a bird in the house. We'll deal with it later. I hope I didn't miss any picks. Wow, Walking Ballista. That might make the cut, to be honest. Does Sword say combat damage? Darn. That'd be so awesome. Just play Sword equipped to Walking Ballista, ping them down like 3 times and they're milled out. We have 24. Whoa. I think we need one more playable actually. So with this many colorless spells, I don't think Chrome Mox is going to get in there. So we have 23 playables as it is. With the only other consideration being Dissenter's Deliverance over Gitaxian Probe. But I like Gitaxian Probe more. And yeah, we're keeping Mariah's Wake in. It's so strong. We have pretty good fixing for it now. And honestly, Nykthos isn't good enough for this deck. I'd rather just have... So no islands. No planes. Yeah, I have one white card and I have 1, 2, 3. Oh, I do need to pay planes so that that can actually fetch a white. Okay, 1 planes it is. Yeah, this is the deck. It looks awesome. It's like just shy of being completely unbeatable. I don't know exactly what it would need, but we'll find out. See you guys round 1.